lights out, away we go here. Superb start from the middle of that front row by Jack Miller, but it's the dream launch again from the poleman, Pecco Bagnaia. And Bastianini trying to go around the outside of Miller into the first corner, no way through. Alex Espargaro around the outside of the beast, maybe into turn 2, no. But Bagnaia already 8-9 bike lengths clear through the first sector.
Absolutely magic start by Marc Marquez.
Was looking for him in the top 5, expecting to get a superb launch. A nightmare then for Marc Marquez, dumped all the way to the back of the pack. What on earth happened to Marquez off the line?
Quartararo's up a place, he's got ahead of one of the Pramac Ducatis. It must be Johann Zarco is down in 6th position. The Suzukis have not gained ground, they've both dropped a place. Rins and Mir down to 8th and 9th.
So it's Jack Miller that leads them from the poleman Jorge Martin, as we expected. 4 Ducatis inside that top 4. A great start for Fabio Quartararo. He's already picked off fellow Frenchman Johann Zarco, the world champion there in 5th place, but an absolute disaster. Marquez all the way at the back of the grid into that first corner. He's already picked up a couple of places, now into 22nd.
The Suzukis have dealt with Takaki Nakagami already. They're both back up to where they started in 7th and 8th, but the top 2 already said yesterday he doesn't have any trouble following Jack Miller. Bastianini is coming past Francesco Bagnaia. Bastianini already up into 3rd.
Well, Marc Marquez has launched some stunning attacks from the back of the pack before in his Grand Prix career. If he does it here today, it will rank as the very, very best. So hard to overtake nowadays in Monday MotoGP. A mountain to climb for Marquez. There's the name Bastianini, one of the big pre-race favourites in 3rd place. Here comes Martin up the inside, turn 19, beautifully done. They're about there, he left the door open. Martin said, thank you very much. Exact instant retaliation he does up the inside of the Martinator into turn 20. A great action here early on in coming the 2 Ducatis lead at the end of lap 1.
Bastianini looked a little bit wide to the final corner. You can see already what Fabio Quartararo's dealing with down that main straight. He's just been blasted past. It manages to outbrake Johann Zarco, who looked as if he was going to take 5th position, but that's crucial for Fabio Quartararo. He's been able to get away with that leading group. A little bit of a gap back. You can see Rins coming steaming up the inside of Zarco too. Rins having to bail out of that one ever so slightly, but the Suzuki's already trying to get aggressive. Here's a look at the start. Keep an eye on Marc Marquez, just doesn't get away, just bogs it down completely.
That looks like the launch control or something was still activated, or something there. But Marc Marquez, 9th place on the grid, knew he had to be aggressive to try and recover those places early on, and he got dumped all the way to the back of the pack. It's a top 5 for Ducati in the early part of this Cota Grand Prix, as it was on the grid. McLaren hasn't got the early race pace to be expected from him so far, the Italian, although he fights straight back. Zarco nibbing that place on the inside of him at turn 12, just running a little bit hot. Bagnaia swept straight back on through, and he's back in 4th.
Aleix Espargaro is coming under pressure from his brother Paul, I saw in the back of the screens as well. Here is Marc Marquez then. This is the action he's up to. This was him trying to get past Maverick Vinales, and he goes way off. Brad Binder has to suddenly get out of the way. Marquez outbreaking himself completely.
I tell you what, he was out of control there, wasn't he?
Quartararo now attacks.
Oh, he's down! Oh no, I'm down! A rare mistake from the world champion. Since the opening Grand Prix and 1 DNF in the last 27 races. What a collector's item that is. I can't believe my eyes. He's picked up Aleix Espargaro as well and really wrecked the hopes of victory here for the Pramac. He's made the biggest mistake of the season so far for him personally. Down at turn 5, he's remounted, but that's game over for his victory hopes here in Holland.
And for Aleix Espargaro, he's now close on. Quartararo goes to the dive at the inside, out onto the gravel trap. Quartararo has rejoined, but he's going to have to take responsibility for that. Absolutely magic start by Marc Marquez. Look at it, that's Quartararo!
Fabio Quartararo has been collected mid-pack. Fabio Quartararo, that's an absolute nightmare. It was an aggressive start. Fabio Quartararo caught up in some mid-pack mayhem. He has gone down. Fabio Quartararo, a major twist. High drama in the championship chase here. Pecco Bagnaia leads. He swept towards the reverse corkscrew for the first time. We'll try and pick the bones out of those 2. Straight away, Bagnaia is going to get the message from Ducati. At the front, it's Bagnaia that leads. Brad Binder's had a sensational start from 10th to 2nd.
And Bastianini, the fastest rider on track, in 4th as we try and take stock. The opportunity for him, let's not forget, as well in the World Championship. He's running 5th at the moment, and then it's Martin and Zarco running 6th and 7th. There's been a huge split, of course, in the field with those 2 incidents. The top 8 are clear of the field.
On board now with Marc Marquez further back. Corona has been strong as well from 13. He picked up 3 places to get himself inside the top 10. Nakagami's going the wrong way. He's up 5 places from 20th. He's already in the points in 15.
EI leads from
So how this race might pan out, the latter stages are crucial.
Marquez closes right up on Bagnaia on the brakes down the hill into turn 12. Two men had great pace on well-worn soft rear tyres. Vinales on the factory Aprilia, well, he's down in 19th.
Named after Marc Marquez, he's in second, chasing Bagnaia. He's in a factory Ducati sandwich, Ben Martin, and then another gap back to losing
48.6, which was only a whisker slower than Bagnaia. Just now, of course, he's got to try and find his way back onto this lead battle without
TM rider who comes into this with 2 top 8 finishes in his back pocket. Bagnaia so far so good, but there's at the end of races traditionally in 2020 is 5th overall ahead of Martin.
Martin through.
Oh, he goes down. Jorge Martin had 3rd place there briefly into turn 1. Can you believe it? They can't believe it down then in the Prima Ducati garage. Martin goes down in the first corner. Fernando Alonso, Formula 1 legend, I'm sure he's loved it. But down into the penultimate corner comes Pecco Bagnaia. It looks like it's going to be a 5th win of 2022 for him. Yeah, it's as you were, isn't it, really? Right from the opening clear tyre up and have nothing left when you really need it in those last 4 or 5 laps. He comes back into this contention for 2nd place, so the lap times are significantly dropping off, as we expected, by nearly a second already. Mir's still in 5th place. He can't break the shackles of Luca Marini, who's hanging on there on course for back-to-back dry race top 6s. Be a good spell in his MotoGP world career for Luca Marini. They're going through turn 5 in P5. He's a long way back, though, of Johann Zarco. 3.1 seconds over the line to start this lap 14. He was behind the Frenchman, so his immediate challenge will be just to make sure that he keeps this 5th place intact and doesn't come under any real pressure. Well, we've got to keep a very close eye on the lap time, because this was the pre-race onwards.
Yeah, they don't look in trouble so far, do they?
No.
But there's still a little way to go in this one.
So it's the new breed, though, for Bologna that are taking the fight to Marc Marquez this time around. He now chalked off now. It's all about your speed, but more importantly, your tyre management as well.
Still in the 48.6s, though, the pair of them. Ducati have come off 2nd best to Marc Marquez.
Oh, Zarco's crashed out of the lead. Johann Zarco has fluffed his lines, trail braking on the front end of that Prima Ducati. Zarco made that late decision to move up from the soft front tyre to the medium front tyre. Well, the long wait will go on. There's going to be no fairy tale victory and no fairy tale first victory for the Frenchman here. Crashes out of the lead on lap number 5. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the MotoGP back and some after that 5-week summer break, as they attack on the brakes in the Brooklands on lap number 5, a pivotal lap number 5 with race leader Zarco down and out.
Brilliant action at the front. It's brought Bagnaia back into play here in 3rd place. Bagnaia looked like he was struggling to keep pace, although he did do his personal best lap last time around at 1:59.7. He's now right on the tail.
I believe there would be 2 factory Ducatis there with Marquez, and if Mir got a good start, he'd be there. For his awesome riding, but for Aprilia to build a machine that can run with any motorcycle in the world now.
Yeah, here. It's under 0.6 of a second down on Chuan Mir at the moment. About halfway around this lap number 16.
On board with Repsol Honda man.
To under 0.4 of a second. Game on as Aprilia go for their 2nd successive podium.
Through turn 5.
Is fast with him after that mistake.
And he will be close enough to make another move and maybe lead into turn 1.
Marquez then on this current lap. It's enough on the
Can't
brakes
do
and
it.
Marquez at bay into 12.
Eyes the block path this time into turn 15, but again on the cutback, here comes Bagnaia.
You see what Marquez did there. It just
Is he going to have another look here now into turn 3? The move? No, he's not close enough.
now then, will he lunge again at turn 5? He did it on the previous lap.
Yeah.
And on each occasion, Bagnaia's come straight back at him.
Bagnaia slams the door shut on his fingers.
This is hit some late trouble. He's down the 150s now, and all of a sudden out of nowhere dropped 2.5 seconds. A lonely 3rd. At the moment, Bagnaia's been so good down the hill into that tricky braking zone. No way through for Marquez.
Will he try again here? Bagnaia goes back through again.
Punishing that front end on the Repsol Honda, and it's
Have that, he says.
the 5th move, and he still hasn't been able to keep Bagnaia behind him. Unreal drive.
Close enough through 3 or 4. He does it again into 5.
Can he this time around do it? No, he can't.
What a race, what a battle. Bagnaia on the Ducati, Marquez on the Repsol Honda.
Number 7 coming in.
He's wide, and that might be it. That might well be it from Marc Marquez. 7 attempts, and it's not lucky number 7. Bagnaia, though, doesn't
Marc Marquez has thrown everything that Pecco Bagnaia. It is the final lap of the race. It's all on the line. Is it punishing that front end on the Repsol Honda? Marquez then has made his... He's there, he's trying. Keeps Marquez at bay into 12. Tries the block pass this time into turn 15, but again on the cutback, here comes Bagnaia. You see what Marquez did there, it just compromised his 18 and 17 and again, and this time he will be close enough to make another move. Marquez then on this current lap, enough on the brakes into the first corner.
Cannot do it.
Will he lunge again at turn 5? He did it on the previous lap. He cares, and on each occasion, Bagnaia comes straight back at him.
Bagnaia slams the door shut on his fingers.
This is hit some late trouble. He's down the 150s now, and all of a sudden out of nowhere dropped 2.5 seconds. Pecco Bagnaia, but he's 2 corners away from a famous first victory in MotoGP. And 17, the checkered flag is out. The wait is finally over. We've witnessed a cracker here. Pecco Bagnaia surely has this one covered off. Be close enough. He thought about it, but it will be Pecco Bagnaia surely that will take the victory here. Close was that? How close was
300ths of a second.
300ths of a second between Pecco Bagnaia.
Three finishers have just arrived. This guy may be a little disappointed not to have won, but his is a second place that leaves him feeling competitive for the future.